Motorola's most popular budget smartphone has been updated for 2026. For under $300, the new Moto G Power 2026 boasts slightly improved battery and camera performance and a signature soft touch back design that's unmatched on other smartphones. So, is Motorola Moto G Power 2026 worth it? The Motorola Moto G Power 2026 is considered a great value for the money, targeting budget users who value battery life and durability, but reviewers note that it lacks significant improvements over its predecessor and lacks wireless charging. Take a look at the full review of Moto G Power 2026 version. Design: the new Moto G measures 6.58 inches wide, 3.01 inches tall, 0.33 inches thick, and weighs 7.13 ounces, making it wider, thicker, and heavier than the 2025 model. On the front, there's a large screen made of Gorilla Glass 3 with relatively thick bezels. The left edge houses the micro SD and SIM card slot, while the right side houses two volume buttons and the power button and fingerprint sensor. At the bottom are the 3.5mm headphone jack for wired headphones, the USB-C port, and the speaker. Display: the display features a 6.8-inch LCD panel with a 1080p resolution, which is superior to the 720p screens on the cheaper Moto G and Moto G Play models. However, using an outdated LCD display in 2026 is a bit of a shame. While the G Power isn't a mid-range smartphone, other competitors in this price range have long since switched to high-quality OLED screens. Motorola touts the increased maximum brightness of the screen, but it falls far short of the maximum brightness of OLED smartphones like the Galaxy A17 5G. Another drawback of this display is its minimum brightness. At 2.5 nits, it's not bright enough to dim the screen at night, which could be uncomfortable for those reading in bed. Performance: the Moto G Power 2026 is powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 6306 nanometers chip, which is a budget chip, but surprisingly comes with a generous 8 gigabytes of RAM. Overall, this phone delivers decent performance. It's not fast, but it's not overly slow either, and many other devices in this price range stutter more. The GPU performance is similar. While it's not a gaming phone, it can run popular games on low graphics settings without issue. 128 gigabytes of internal storage is standard for this price range. Camera: the 2026 Moto G features the same rear camera configuration as the 2025 model, consisting of a 50-megapixel f1.8 main camera and a 2-megapixel f2.5 macro lens. There's no ultra-wide-angle or telephoto camera. The main camera uses pixel binning technology to produce 12.5-megapixel images. While images are generally somewhat dark, they capture fine detail well. Zooming in reveals a slight wash of color. Motorola has upgraded the selfie camera from a 16-megapixel AF 2.4 to a 32-megapixel AF 2.2. The colors in photos are slightly oversaturated and overall dark. Small details are difficult to see, and dark areas can appear washed out. Portrait photos are fine, but there were some overexposure issues when shooting outdoors. Video recording supports up to 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second for both the front and rear cameras. While the video quality is similar to that of stills, the lack of optical image stabilization results in shaky footage unless you use a tripod or have image stabilization. Audio quality: interestingly, the Moto G Power features a 3.5mm headphone jack, a rarity even in 2026. The sound from the speakers is surprisingly loud and rich, but when listening to music, it's recommended to turn the volume down 2 or 3 notches to reduce vocal creaking. The low end sounds a bit flat, but considering the nature of this budget smartphone, this is acceptable. Battery: Motorola increased the battery capacity from 5,000 mAh to 5,200 mAh each year. Both the older and newer batteries support up to 30 watts of wired charging, but wireless charging is not supported. Software: the Moto G is based on Android 16 with some Motorola-specific customizations. This device receives 2 OS upgrades and bi-monthly security updates for 3 years. This phone supports gestures such as taking a screenshot with 3 fingers and swiping with 2 fingers to turn on the flashlight. I find these gestures useful, but they can be disabled if you don't want them. Otherwise, the Moto G's software is similar to Google's version and will feel familiar to anyone who's used an Android device in the past few years. It lacks artificial intelligence, AI features. Conclusion: the 2026 Motorola Moto G is an affordable and attractive Android smartphone that performs its basic functions well enough. However, the audio, camera, and display quality are somewhat lacking, hampering the overall user experience.